Hello everyone, welcome to Elliottwave.com YouTube channel. Today is June the 20th and the chart of the day for today is the Nasdaq 60 minutes time frame. Now Nasdaq has been very strong, perhaps the strongest US index right now, and followed by the S&P. Right, the Russell is kind of lagging, Dow is also kind of lagging, but Nasdaq definitely, no doubt, is one of the strongest one here. Now we are looking for further upside extension. We continue to make a new high, all-time high as we speak. No reason to pick the top here, guys, right? And we should continue to see further upside, and any pullback should continue to find support in 3 swing or in 7 swing. So for the time being, we are calling this as a series of a 1 2 1 2 1 2, right? So bottom line is the placement of the wave might change here and there, but the idea is very simple. Actually, the idea is that whenever you see a 3S pullback from the peak, that will be a buying opportunity, right? That's very simple. So you just have to wait for a clear 3-ways pullback from the peak, and then we continue to like the upside. As of now, this could be with 4 in the red degree or with 4 in the blue degree if it is pulling back, but as long as you can see a 3-ways pullback, then we do like the upside. Now let's zoom out a little bit, because it's very strong right now in the rally, so it tends to be difficult to try to buy in the dips here, because the pullback has been all shallow, and it doesn't really give us even a 3-ways pullback here to buy. If I look at the weekly time frame though, I think that will probably be better and easier to understand. Now you can see in the last significant low, when we look at the weekly time frame, is this one, right? October 2022. Now if you look at it from here, it depends on how you want to label it. I think one way to label it is the significant swing that you can see from this low is this one, right? So to me, that can be counted either as a 5 swing, or if you want to count this one, you might be able to count this one as well, even though that is a kind of I think is questionable whether this is actually another connector. Now if you count this one, then this is actually a series of a nest, 1 2, and then this is 1 2 3 4 5, right? So think about it. If this is a higher degree 1 2, let's say, if this is higher degree 1 2, then this is a nest in which this is another 1 2 again in a lower degree, right? In a lower degree like this, which is part of with 3 in black. So this is 1 2 3 4 5. So that's one possible way to make sense of this. I'm trying to show you that the structure here in the larger degree is nowhere near completion, and that's the whole point of this exercise of looking at the higher degree. Okay, now we make all-time high, so obviously you have to label things impulsively, right? I mean, that just makes sense. We are all at all-time high, cannot be corrective going to new high, right? So then this is one way, but another way is this way. So this is not another separate 1 2, but this is part of the one here, and this is 2. And the question then becomes, well, since if this is the count, then couldn't I call it 5 waves, and then we could be complete, and then therefore if it is complete, we can get a big pullback to correct this cycle? I think that's the only worry, right? That's the only worry. But if you look at the momentum now on the weekly, you might see a divergence here in the momentum, but when you switch to the daily lower time frame and look at the momentum, look at this. Look at the current momentum, very strong. It doesn't have any divergence from anywhere. Look at this. No divergence from anywhere. So what this is telling me here, guys, is most likely we are nowhere near the end of wave 5 from here. So we don't need to be worried that this is you know, like a 1 2 3 4 5, and then we're going to be ending with 5, and then we're going to get a bigger pullback because momentum is very strong here. So it looks to me that we are in fact still most likely even in the wave 3. So if I want to label 1 2 here, let's say, then this is actually not a 3 and a 4 here. This is a lower degree 1 2. So we are in fact still in the wave 3 because we're still at the strongest phase right now of the momentum. So I think this is gonna continue to go higher than what people expect. I think that is basically the momentum here is showing here now. So that basically is suggesting that you should not try to pick the top in this case, right? You should not try to pick the top in this case. And if we take a look at this rally starting from April 2024, then it looks to me this is a clear 1 2 3, and so by this alone you know we are nowhere near finished. So if all you care about is short term and nothing else, then at the least expect a 5 waves up from here. It's very simple because it has to be an impulse, right? And so far we only have 3 waves, 1 2 3. So in the worst case scenario, all it is doing is as a pullback to correct this cycle. So you can count this as a 1 2 3, and then suppose we are ending with 3, right? Just hypothetically, then you should be looking for around 23.6, 38.2 as the worst case scenario. You're pulling back in the wave 4 to correct this wave 3, and then you're gonna be looking for this 19.811, 19.511 before finding support for the next leg up. But the key here is that even this wave 3, right? So I'm just purely looking at the rally from April here. So if you label this 1 2, right, and this is a 3, even that wave 3 is not done yet, because if you look at the 1 hour, there is not even any sign. So that's your wave 3 here. There's not even sign we are topping out in any way. So even in the shorter cycle, right, that wave 3 continues to rally, guys, right? It continues to rally, still not done. Let me place these two here in the correct degree. So we're still within that wave 3 right now, and within that wave 3 we can continue to go higher. Now if you don't want to chase that wave 3, because typically you can use the retracement, right? Sorry, the extension. So you can do this extension analysis from this low. Now we have reached 100% here, but that's wave 3 can go all the way up to 21,307, 1.61, even though it doesn't have to, but it could if it wants to, right? Let's say because it has reached 100%, you want to be playing safe, you don't want to chase the short term. That's fine. Now in that case, you keep waiting until wave 3 is finished, right? And then you're going to be looking for a little bit bigger pullback, because it's going to be difficult for you to buy anyway in the shorter cycle. So you want to wait for that bigger pullback that will correct this wave 3 here. That will be a little bit bigger pullback. Again, the expectation is 3 waves pullback, and the expectation is that 3 waves pullback will have a confluence with the 23.6, 38.2% retracement. But since that wave 3 is not even ending or no sign of ending, then we can continue to extend higher in the meantime in the shorter cycle until that 3 is complete, and then we can see a bigger pullback. So it depends on how you want to play this. Again, I think for conservative traders, then probably, since if you have no position whatsoever, then I think probably wait until that wave 4 in the red here playing out before you look to buy. Or at the minimum, I think you need to wait for wave 4 here. So you can assume this is 1 2, and then we're still in the 3, and then but even a 4 in the black might prove to be difficult to buy. because you see how shallow it is, this wave 2 here. So that wave 4 might be also pretty shallow. So again, I think the only easy way to buy at this point, I think, is wave 4 in the red, which should be around this size here. But if you do plan to keep chasing it non-stop, then at the least probably expect wave 4 in black here. Now 4 in red, 4 in blue, probably for my liking is a little bit too short term to keep chasing it, but no doubt we can still continue to see more upside. But at some point we shall see the decent pullback in the wave 4 in the minor degree in the red here, which then will give you an easier way to be able to buy. Okay, so that's the update here from the Nasdaq, guys. And as always, if you want to get more updates on the index, ETF, stocks, Forex, commodities, feel free to check our service. We have 14 days trial. The link is in the description of the video. So see you all again next time. Have a nice day, everyone.